The Dripping Springs Garden was established in 1984 by Mark Kane and Michael Crane near Huntsville, Arkansas. With 40 acres of land, 5 of which are in intensive production, they grow over 60 different flower crops and 30 different vegetable crops, providing to the Fayetteville, Arkansas Farmers Market a well-developed community-supported agriculture program, or CSA, in which people can pay in advance to have a box of produce from the garden delivered each week during season, and also to local grocery stores. While the garden allows them to have a comfortable standard of living, they and their interns have many reasons for choosing a lifestyle of intense labor and remoteness that many only dream of.
My name is Ansel Ogle, and I am 23 years of age. I've been a farmhand here for about 3 years now. This is my 3rd season. I've come back as a manager. As soon as I got here, I figured I was going to try to work here. And Mark has a really good background with the stuff I'm kind of interested in, and especially in Japanese and Eastern culture, especially the yoga and the meditation, something I was really interested in from a young age, and just spiritual work. The spiritual work and the farming is what I'm striving for.
My name is Jake. I guess the reason why I'm here mainly, or the reason I ended up here, was just started making like a lifestyle change. You know, I used to be over like 400 pounds, and so once I started like losing all the weight and going to local farmers market in Missouri, I realized that there was something more out there than just like working in a call center job, you know, or in a cubicles.
My name is Ariel Aronson Eves. Eventually I realized that working for small farmer supporting organizations was not enough, that I wanted to get my hands dirty. Probably want to be a farmer someday myself. At the end of it, the responsibility of a farmer is to improve their environment, leave it better than we have found it. And a lot of agriculture today doesn't do that.
My name's Patrick. Fell in love with the lifestyle and the opportunity to be in control of knowing where your food came from and to grow your own food and making the connections with all the positive people. And it was just kind of like a domino effect at that point. I think that too many people will never know that this exists, this way of life and this kind of opportunity, and it's a sad thing, but if I can get 2 or 3 people and change their lives or help them figure out what they want to be or who they really are, then I think that that's my way of saying thanks and giving back for the opportunities that were given to me.
I'm Michael Crane. I mean, part of it is people are pretty removed from food. You know, they walk into a grocery store and get everything, whatever, pre-packaged, pre-frozen, already made. They don't even have to hardly think about it, In the long run, it makes a lot more sense. I really wish cities and counties would work together and that they would have their own canning facilities and that food would actually be grown in the community and processed in the community. Because, there's so much land around us and so much farmland, it doesn't make sense for things to come from so far away. We're just a drop in the bucket, just a small drop in the bucket, compared to the agricultural landscape and everything. So, but at the same time, it's a great way to make a living.
When entering the garden, we must know that we will evolve our being and our land in goodness, in obedience to nature. Endless productivity flows through our work and brings about cornucopias of which we had no thought whatsoever. Grass grows lush, flowers bloom, birds fly and sing, the air blows through the trees and becomes cleansed of perniciousness. Whatever man does to desecrate is balanced. Follow this way. You will gradually bring about a lush ecology that magnifies its intensity with every season. In this spark, among beautiful places and people, there is going to be a fire of orchards, vegetables, flowers, and magnificent plants of every kind. This in turn will bring about an ecological fire in people and bring about a marriage of all these matters and affect a happiness of living. Personally, I'm sold on lifestyle. It's extremely important to keep, just for me personally, but also for the culture, to keep agricultural lifestyle alive and intelligent. That I feel like it's like one of the few real hopes that we have for the environment and for having real lives as humans. if everybody moves away from the land and nobody works there on a day-to-day basis, it will be forgotten. And the various elements that form it and live in it, the creatures that live in it, won't be understood. And all the decisions about them will be made from afar and poorly. And so, on a real deep level, and we are those creatures. We grew up with them through our evolutionary past. We have resonances with all those things. They're constantly affecting us. And that's what, for me, causes humans to be wholesome people and have nobility and health and intelligence. It's not knowing the answer to a trivia question on Jeopardy. So, the lifestyle, the type of life it presents itself is extremely important. And so, how do you make it real? You have to figure out how is it possible within the framework of the economy that you were presented. You know, it's not like nature's changing that much. You know, there might be some slight warming happening, but humans are changing a lot. Because they're just like those puppies. They're just, you know, every new generation is exposed to a certain set of circumstances, and they think that's the whole of reality. And if they're never exposed to nature, then, you know, we start creating a race of beings that are quite out of touch and not healthy. And so that all maybe seems real far-flung from the day-to-day reality here, but maybe that's why we're so grounded here, is that, you know, it's not, for one thing, we're not suffering, we're like having a great time, you know, because the lifestyle is worthwhile.